Welcome to the deep dive. We find fascinating sources and, well, we break them down for you. Today, it's something that honestly feels like it's straight out of science fiction. We're talking about actually talking to animals, specifically our feathered friends, birds. Yeah, our mission today is to really explore how artificial intelligence is like rapidly closing that gap, the communication gap between us humans and these incredibly smart vocal learning birds. Parrots, cockatoos. We're drawing on some really cutting edge research here. It kind of challenges everything we thought we knew. So where do we even start with how AI is helping us listen in on these guys?
Right. That's the perfect place to begin. So one of the big leaps involves projects like the Cornell Lab of Ornithology's BirdNET app.
Hmm.
And this isn't just, a simple recorder. It's a deep learning system.
Okay.
It can identify over 1,000 bird species
Right.
just from their calls, their songs.
1,000.
Yeah. And what's really amazing is how it could even pick up on regional dialects.
Dialects, like bird accents, sort of. And it can even help track migration routes by analyzing these really subtle audio spectrograms. Think of it like, I don't know, a super Shazam, but for birds.
That's incredible, picking up details like dialects. But, okay, it goes beyond just knowing who's chirping, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You mentioned structure and meaning.
Exactly. That's where it gets really interesting. AI is starting to reveal complex structure, even hints of actual language.
Hmm.
Take FinchGPT, for example, from Tohoku University. It uses a transformer-based model, kind of similar to the AI behind things like ChatGPT.
Right. Okay.
And it's suggesting there might be language-like syntax in birdsong, patterns, almost like grammar.
Grammar in birdsong.
It hints at it, yeah. And it's not just complex songs either. There are studies using machine learning to decode really subtle sounds from chickens
Chickens, yeah.
with pretty high accuracy, telling researchers if they're content or stressed out, maybe even sick. It's about understanding their actual state just from their sounds. That's wow. Deciphering a bird's emotional state or finding hints of grammar makes you wonder what your own pet might be trying to communicate beyond just, I'm hungry. But okay, here's where my mind really starts to bend. The next step, two-way interaction. How are we actually getting birds to talk back?
Well, it's the logical progression, isn't it? And the progress there is quite something. So there's the Open University's Parrot Speech Board project. They worked with Ellie, an 11-year-old Goffin's cockatoo.
Ellie, okay.
And Ellie learned to use a tablet. She could peck at icons to, like, intentionally ask for food or even express feelings.
Seriously, she knew what she was asking for.
It seemed very purposeful, yes.
Yeah.
Not just random pecking. Real communication.
Okay, that's one thing. But I also heard about parrots making video calls to other parrots.
Oh, yeah, that study. That was fascinating. Pet parrots across the U.S. and the U.K., they actually learned how to initiate video calls with other parrots in the study. No, really. And the caregivers reported, the birds seemed to recognize familiar parrot faces. They seemed to enjoy it. They even mimicked natural social stuff they do in person. It suggests they were, like, purposefully seeking out that social connection, maybe even reducing loneliness.
That is just wild. Purposeful video calls between parrots.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, these projects are essentially giving animals a voice, a level of agency we really haven't considered before. AI has even helped confirm something researchers suspected for a while.
Yeah.
Certain parrots, like wild parrotlets, African greys too, they use specific calls for individuals, almost like names.
Names. They have names for each other.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
Individual specific calls. It's not just a sound. It shows this incredible level of individual recognition, social complexity, kind of like what we see in human society, in a way. It just fundamentally shifts how we see their cognitive abilities, their social world. It shows how connected they are.
Wow. Their cognitive abilities really are stunning. So, okay, let's talk real-world implications. This sounds huge for conservation, maybe animal welfare, but are there downsides? Any, ethical things we need to worry about as we get better at this? What happens when we can really understand them?
Yeah, that's a really important point. On one hand, the practical applications are huge. Think conservation AI could automatically monitor bird populations, right? Maybe detect distress calls that alert rangers to poaching or other threats.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And for animal welfare, say in farming or even just pet care, it can make a massive difference. If animals can clearly signal their needs, imagine knowing if your chickens are too hot, or if your pet parrot is genuinely bored and needs interaction.
That would change everything for pet owners and farmers.
Absolutely. And beyond the practical stuff, this research really informs neuroscience and language studies.
Mm-hmm.
We use birds as models to understand how complex vocal learning happens, which
Mm-hmm.
has parallels to how human babies learn language.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the ethical side, it's profound. If animals can genuinely tell us how they feel, what they need,
Mm-hmm.
how does that change our responsibilities towards them?
Mm-hmm.
Do they deserve different considerations? Maybe even rights? It forces us to ask big questions. There are even things like the Collar Doolittle Challenge, this $10 million prize pushing for a universal animal translator. It's accelerating this whole thing and making us confront these questions much faster.
So, summing up, AI is becoming this modern key to unlock Dr. Doolittle's door, isn't it? It's breaking down that barrier with birds. We're seeing machines not just figure out who is calling, but maybe what they're saying, and even helping set up these, okay, basic, but still two-way conversations across species. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff. So as AI keeps decoding these secret languages of birds, here's something for you to think about. What will you do when birds can actually tell us about their world, maybe in terms we can truly understand? How will our whole relationship with nature change when we can finally hear what other beings have been saying all along? Long, 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 long.